Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Super 80s Podcast Friend. We are a TV theme song explorer. We have one mission, and that is to analyze every theme song from every single 80s television show. All genres, sitcoms, cartoons, soap operas, etc. I'm one of the three hosts. I'm John.
Hi, John. I'm Ryan.
Hi, Ryan and John. I'm Peter.
We are three dingbats from Wisconsin. We are not professionals or experts at podcasting or on the 80s, but we all grew up in the 80s, and we're big fans of 80s television. So that's our game plan.
Yeah. Thanks for setting it up. Thanks for getting us going. Thanks for my purple mic cover.
We have three microphones in the studio today, and Ryan has a purple foamy mic cover. Pete's is pink, and mine is red. They all look fascinating. We like I said, we've never put together a podcast before, but we're going to give her a whirl. It's our inaugural episode 1.
I'm excited. It's time that somebody put some meat and potatoes into TV theme songs, and darn right we're going to do it.
I'm looking forward to it. We are from the lovely state of Wisconsin, America's Dairyland. And, should we get this ball rolling? Anything to report, fellas, on this beautiful Wednesday night? Thursday night? What night is it?
I think it's Thursday.
Might be Thursday. Thursday night in Wisconsin?
Is it Thursday? No, it's the summer. This is great. This is, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And as you know, it's sort of like my hobby to enjoy TV theme songs. So I'm all about this.
We're all sitting back having a New Glarus beer. Not our sponsor yet, but if anybody from New Glarus is listening, reach out, and we'll be glad to take your advertising dollars and put them to a good cause. I'm having a Moon Man. Ryan?
I think I'm having a Moon Man, too.
Pete?
I'm also having a Moon Man.
Excellent. 3 men on the moon. Any other items on the agenda before we get to selecting our first song?
We have an agenda? Did I miss something? Did I miss an email or a memo? Or?
I have a sheet of paper in front of me with some writing on it. You guys don't have any paper in front of you.
I got nothing.
Pete, you do any prep for tonight's podcast?
Nope.
Okay.
Got here.
We're here.
We're here, yeah.
The theme song, which you guys all heard for the first time, might be a temporary theme song. I put that together on a keyboard I got in 1985, I believe, from Santa Claus. It's a Yamaha.
Love it.
Got a drum pad on it. All the sounds kind of sound the same. When I was a kid, I felt they were a lot more different, but they all kind of sound the same. There's some fireworks in there.
I like it. It sounds great to me.
Quality piece of 80s work coming from the studio.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Appreciate that. So here's how the show's going to work. We're going to start out shooting the shit a little bit. That's what we just did with the whole beer talk. And then we are going to go to Conky. And Ryan, if you can remind the listeners on who Conky is, we actually picked him up in a dump.
Right. So you got to remember back to Pee-wee's Playhouse, right? And Pee-wee had a lot of characters in that show. Cherry. Yeah, who else was there? Cherry.
Cowboy Curtis,
yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne played
Genie. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. Genie. Did Genie Phil Hartman?
Nope.
No, but he was I think he was a writer on the show.
Sounds legit. We're not experts.
I think he was. And even if he wasn't, I think he was.
Okay.
But Conky was the robot, and they had a word of the day. And so every day he would unplug Conky, because apparently you need to plug him in to charge him up. And Conky would spit out the word of the day. And then whenever they said that word, they yelled or...
They screamed real loud.
They screamed real loud, yeah.
Now, Ryan, as you tell me, you were actually driving around Los Angeles about 5 years ago in your pickup truck.
Correct.
And you saw what you thought was Conky's arm coming out of a dumpster.
Correct.
And this was in the valley?
In the valley, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened next?
Well, I had to pull over, right? I had to pull over.
Saw a robot arm coming out of a dumpster.
I saw a robot arm, like anyone would do. And so I pulled over, and I went to pull it out, and it was a robot arm. And I kept pulling, and it kept coming out of the dumpster, and it just kept coming, and it wouldn't
Land the plane here, buddy.
stop. It wouldn't stop, and it just kept coming, and there were things attached to it, like
Was it conky?
it wasn't conky.
I thought it was going to be
It
conky.
was a paper mache. It was a paper mache arm, conky.
Like, was it super long or was it a
It
hose?
was really
with a
long.
hand
It was
attached
like
to
it was like it was like a piñata.
But
Okay.
the conky's sitting right next to us here. Where did you get him? I thought you got him in a dumpster in the valley.
No, that guy I bought on YouTube
Oh.
or on
On
eBay.
internet.
I bought him on World Wide Web.
Well, regardless, we have the original conky robot sitting right next to us. Ryan bought him on internet. And he's going to be with us every week to help us introduce our song. So we have no idea what song we're about to review. You guys obviously know because you saw it in the title of this episode, but we are unprepared for what's about to happen, maybe. So Pete's our engineer. Pete, if you could fire up Conky.
Wake her up.
Wake him or her.
Ready to assist you. Pee-wee.
Morning, Conky.
What's today's secret word?
Today's secret word is...
Golden Girls.
Ooh.
The
gets
song
me a little
of the
hot.
day, Golden Girls. It's coming out hot apparently. That's really something. So, what do you guys remember about Golden Girls?
I remember my mom and dad, probably my mom. My dad probably went in the basement during Golden Girls time. I remember my mom having that show on, and I really enjoyed the Golden Girls. I really liked it.
Pete, any memories of Golden Girls?
Just like thinking at a young age, like it was weird because what's her name was kind of loose.
Yeah. What's her name?
Was it Blanche?
It was Blanche.
Blanche Devereaux. Yeah, Blanche Devereaux. Well done.
You know the last names?
Well, again, I kind of grew up on television, so that's why I think my obsession with TV theme songs, how it began. I grew up on TV, including the Golden Girls. It's a great show.
Do we know how many seasons the Golden Girls ran? 3, 4, 5, 6?
Well, I can tell you that the Golden Girls, and this is all off memory, of course.
You're
but
not looking at your phone.
no,
for sure.
but I can tell you my memory tells me that the Golden Girls was released in September of 85.
Wow.
And ran until May of 1992. So that's a darn good run.
So that's 6 seasons?
7 seasons.
7 seasons.
Yeah, 7
Math is hard.
seasons. Yep.
All right.
Start-
I'm not obviously I wouldn't call myself a fan in that I know anything about the show, and I wouldn't know if season 2 was noticeably better than season 7. I don't know if they eventually went off the rails, but I liked it.
I think the show held up all the way through. I'm going to just go with that. I think it held up all the way through, start to finish.
I thought the granny was funny.
Sophia Petrillo.
Wow. And he's actually not looking at his phone for these names.
Who needs for the Golden Girls? You don't need to look at notes
hold
for
on.
that.
What's B. Arthur's character's name? Ooh.
Well, it's Sophia's daughter, so it's
People are yelling at this.
I
at
know,
the
it's
podcast
terrible.
right now, like, duh, these guys are idiots.
yeah. It's why can't I? Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Yeah.
Okay. And Betty White's character?
Rose Nyland.
Man.
From what city?
Yeah, in Minnesota. What was it? Yeah, what was it? I
Really?
can't remember. Yeah,
Nyland, that's a Swedish sounding
Yeah.
last name. Newland.
yeah. She's from.
Something Falls.
Man, what was it?
Let's call it Mankato Falls.
Man.
Press forward.
Yeah, the people listening to this are probably quite upset.
People listening to this probably just turned it off.
St. Olaf, Minnesota.
Oh, St. Loaf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had a
Dorothy Spornak. That's her married name.
Nyland?
Dorothy Spornak was B. Arthur's character.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We're learning a lot of stuff, everybody, as we go here. Not only is this entertainment, it's educational. So I think what I'd like to do, unless anybody have any other Golden Girls thoughts? I had a roommate in college, and sometimes we would watch the Golden Girls because there were very few options for TV in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
And every time it came on, he'd go like this, God, imagine how that house smells. So when you ask what are some memories we have,
Fair question.
That's one of my memories is my roommate, Tim, wondering what the Golden Girls house smelled like.
And I think if I think about it now, like they were probably like 45 years old. I don't think that's an exaggeration. I think they were like 45, and in 1985, you were a Golden Girl when you were 45, like, or maybe 50.
Not experts over here.
So young, our age.
Correct. Correct.
You could be right. Any other Golden Girls thoughts?
I think we ought to play the song. I mean, I think.
Now, we are going to do one thing every episode. This is an easy one, but we're going to ask one person to hum or sing the song from memory. And when we get to, like, the animated show Shirt Tales, we might not have anything. But this is kind of easy today. But just to kind of give the listeners an idea of what's going to happen every week, one of us has to either hum it or sing it. Volunteers?
Well, I'm happy to try and go first.
All right. Ryan is going to either hum or sing.
Well, I'll try to get the lyrics the best I can.
Okay.
So,
and we're not going to analyze any lyrics. He's just he's gifting us with his art.
yeah. So let me. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
It's good. And we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I got. Yeah.
Let's clap. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I think I might have peaked the limiter there on the clapping.
Does anybody know any other lyrics in that?
Well,
that's
if
like
you threw a party,
something about a party?
invited
Yeah.
everyone you knew, you would see
Oh,
the biggest
see?
gift from me, and the card attached would read, "Thank you for being a friend."
See, there you go.
Man, that's it.
It's like a beautiful poem.
Well, let's roll it. We're gonna give Engineer Pete the signal when we have something to say about the song, and that might be Engineer Pete pausing himself because he's gonna have things to say as well. And we're gonna pick it apart, and we're gonna give it a listen. We're gonna maybe watch a little bit of the video for it, and then we're gonna give it a grade and go from there. So here we go, the Golden Girls.
Thank you for being a friend.
I just want to start out by saying it's got a smooth groove right off of that piano. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
the bass kicks in. Dum. Right off the bat, I'm feeling it, and she starts out on a real positive note.
Exactly. It's very happy. You're bopping right into it with the piano.
She's obviously pleased with someone. I'm guessing we'll find out more, but she's saying thank you for being a friend, painting a nice picture.
Travel down the road and back again.
They've got a history.
It's a couple roads that they've traveled here. Down the road. And then back again.
All right.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
I lost a bet on that lyric about 10 years ago.
I like this.
So I should have known because it's thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was singing it, probably a couple New Glarus's deep, sponsor. And I said, your heart is true. You're a friend and a confidant. And I think it might have been my lovely wife who said, those aren't the right lyrics. And she said, it's a pal. And Ryan, we've had moments like this where you,
of course.
And I think well, not to get too in the weeds here, but I think it's a song I thought was by Heart, but it was actually by Roxette.
Correct.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
It was that type of thing. And I dug in and I was like, no, it's a friend. They would never use the word pal in a song. And she said, they already said the word friend. And that's when I realized that I was wrong.
You were skunked.
I was skunked.
The term pal does not get used enough anymore. I don't know when this song was written, but I like that the word pal is in there.
It's a great word.
You're a real pal.
You guys are
But you know
pals.
what? You're a damn confidant, too.
So she can say whatever she wants to this other friend.
Correct.
Right.
Because he or she's a pal. But not only that.
I've been stealing cable from my neighbor for 50 years.
Doesn't matter.
It's okay. You're a pal.
You're a pal.
And a confidant.
Exactly.
All right. Keep her rolling, Engineer Pete.
And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew.
The inflection in.
She gets a little nasally.
Exactly.
But like it's musically that's a cool moment there, right? Because
Yeah.
she starts out chill, but all of a sudden
Breaks in. Dum, dum, dum.
I love what's happening lyrically here, because now the pictures, she's like, if she's painting kind of a maybe, like I'm imagining you're throwing a party.
Right.
So I'm picturing a big hall, 80s looking hall,
Correct.
some pastel colors, and she's
A lot of people smoking. a lot of
people crushing darts, a lot of weird like relish trays.
Yes.
But she has invited every single human being she
Right.
knows.
Right. Not just the people down the block.
She's throwing a party. Everybody is invited.
Exactly.
Right? Like your neighbor from when you were living
Doesn't matter. Everyone you know.
in Casper, Wyoming.
Yeah. Everyone you know.
Everybody gets invited.
All of St. Olaf, Minnesota. Everyone.
In my mind, and I've never thought about this song this much before, but I'm picturing like 2,000 to 10,000 people at this party.
Correct.
That's invited, though.
Good point. Some people are going to be like, who the hell is she again? I don't know. I got an invite to a birthday party, and I have no idea who this broad is.
So a
Jeez,
lot
I
of
used
people
to
were
cut her hair,
invited.
and I'm not going to Florida for the stupid birthday party.
In the mid-60s.
Well, we invited 10,000, but 50 showed up.
We were living in Flagstaff.
A lot of declines. A lot of declines.
So where are we at? Oh, yeah. She just threw a party and invited everyone she knew. All right.
You would see the biggest gift would be from me and the
So she's telling her, right? She's trying to profess the strength of her friendship.
Yep.
We threw a party, invited everyone you knew, no matter
of
how many
people.
people come, you would see there would be gifts, but the biggest one is from me.
So she bought like a 50-foot tall teddy bear or some weird
Like,
shit
yeah,
like that.
what
I
is
was going to
like?
say Alexis in the driveway with a big,
Big bow
bow
on
on top.
But this is 1985. What could you put in what's a big gift?
A Chevy Caprice.
When I grew up, there was a house down the block from me, and this would have been 1985. In the front window, they had one of these huge frickin' teddy bears. Why? And I never understood. And it was in their front window
Year round?
year round for as long as we lived there, 10 plus years.
Love it.
I never understood it. It was like you decided to get the huge teddy bear. Then you decided to put it in your front window.
Maybe it was a Golden Girls type situation where she's like, oh, she bought me this damn teddy bear.
Was the teddy bear looking out the window
Yes.
or looking at the house?
No,
In
out the window.
oh.
So like everyone that came by could just see, and it wasn't like there was a collection of bears. It was just one big bear. It was almost like horror film-esque in a certain way, because you'd just be like, okay, there's the bear staring at me again.
I imagine over time it got a little sun faded too.
I
Yeah.
bet.
It probably smelled like the Golden Girls house at some point, too. So just to confirm, we're in a big hall, and there's a bunch of randos who don't know each other, the ones who showed up. And there's a bunch of presents. And there's a really big one. Maybe
Right.
a caprice. Maybe a big teddy bear. And that's where we're at this point.
And imagine, yes, and imagine all the people are like, Jesus, who got the big fucking gift here? Like,
Who shows up?
Dolores, who did you grab that, Dolores?
The nerve of somebody to put a huge teddy bear in a brand new Caprice Classic.
I
and
bet
put
it
a
was
bow
Debbie.
around it.
I bet it was Debbie. She did it.
What happens next? Let's find out, Pete.
Card attached would say thank you for being a friend.
Hold tight. I know there's only a few seconds left, but she does attach a card.
Not only a big gift, but there's a card on it.
Do you think she signs her name? Or is she so confident that she... Thank you for being a friend.
That's it.
What would be better is if the recipient made the wrong guess at who the giver was.
Mindy, I love you. And there's Barb.
Storms out.
She storms out.
Storms out.
Goes and gets hammered at the bar next door, and then comes back in later. I'll give her the microphone. I thought you were my friend and a pal.
But if it's 1985, the bar's actually just on the other side of the banquet hall.
Sure.
So she just goes over, throws a couple heaters down and a couple highballs, and comes back in rolling.
Thank you for being a jerk. So there's a card attached that says, thank you for being a friend. No signature.
Takes a lot of guts to get the biggest gift, put a card on it, and not put your damn name on it, and just put a no-nonsense statement like that.
Barb has huge balls.
Absolutely. Thank you for being a friend.
Wrap it up. If I could just make one final comment about the instrumentation. The bass is thick.
Yeah.
Like a
Prominent.
Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, it's great.
Piano, and we got piano, drums, bass, and then some strings there.
Strings at the end.
Touching.
It's all there. It's all there.
It is all there.
And I like the drums at the very end. The drums come in at the end. The drums and bass really come in hard in the middle and through the end. It's good.
I'm not supposed to say I just did. Sorry, listeners. I don't know how many times we've said And we are from Wisconsin, in case you don't like how we say sorry. Sorry. Sorry?
Sorry.
You know, message us. Give us a message or leave a review for us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and tell us how our Wisconsin accents are treating you. Now, we have two options, guys, and because we didn't really plan, we're going to do this on the fly. Option one is we can give it the grade right now. Or we can give it a second listen and watch the video.
I think we give it a second listen
I would
and
say a
watch the
second
video.
listen.
Okay.
I would also like to offer some information according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, and this is our first episode. Pete, if you can just give it a little more. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
The song titled Thank You for Being a Friend is a song recorded by American singer Andrew Gold, which appeared on his third album, All This and Heaven 2. It reached number 25 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 in 1978.
What?
It was covered by Cynthia Fee as the theme song for the NBC sitcom Golden Girls.
So I was aware that this was an actual radio hit in the 70s, which you wouldn't have thunk.
I had no idea.
Really?
Until this moment.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I have heard that version, and it is inferior to Cynthia Fee's. It is
What's her
inferior.
name? Cynthia Bennett? Bonnie?
Cynthia Fee.
Cynthia Fee.
Fee.
I literally had no idea. That's interesting. So this is actually a cover of a 70s hit.
Mm-hmm.
Did it sound like a lot different? Less instruments, worse vocals? Like, why would you? What made you think that was inferior?
Let's pull up a few seconds. Let's do 10 seconds.
So number one,
we're putting Pete's like, oh shit. Engineer Pete, we're on the fly.
Sorry. Well, it's a man singing, and it's more of a. It's the same song, but it's just more basic and more just like rock. It's not really rock and roll though. It's very 70s.
It's got a lot.
definitely not it.
By the way, we
That's-
don't edit on this podcast.
And that's a YouTube ad.
And if there was a metal cover of the song, that would be...
We're somewhat lazy, so we will not be editing out any weird pauses or ads from YouTube or anything else. And we definitely will not be editing out any ads from New Glarus, our hopefully soon-to-be sponsor that will give us free beer for talking about how excellent their Moon Man is. And, at the start of the show, you may have heard Engineer Pete say he was drinking a Moon Man, but he's not. He's drinking a seasonal New Glarus IPA. He was like, that's good.
They made the can identical.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, is this theater camp?
Back again.
Why is he enunciating so hard? All right. You were right.
It's
Andrew Gold.
wholly inferior.
The driving piano is still there. I wonder if there's strings.
I don't know. I mean, kudos to Andrew Gold for
Writing that.
creating and
Yeah.
it's great. And he, planted the seed for Cynthia Fee to grow the flower.
Is there some sort of pregnancy metaphor happening here? Andrew Gold, impregnated his song into Cynthia Fee, and she gave birth to the beauty that is.
It's a great song.
So, speaking of on the fly, we're gonna watch the theme. We're gonna watch the show, right? I
Sure,
see.
if you guys want.
Okay. Here we go. We're so in order. We're just gonna. We're not gonna spend as much time on this, but it starts out. We got a big old
Thank you for
747.
being a friend.
There's the hugging scene. The ladies
Traveling
hugging. Oh, somebody
down
broke
the
in.
road back
Uh-oh.
again.
A lot of
Yeah.
discussions
Take
and
a
Heart
pause.
is true.
For fair use reasons. The clothes, a lot of pastels, a lot of pinks, a lot of purples,
Yeah.
a lot of lavenders.
Yeah. And all of them have short, permanent hair.
Frickin'
Permanent hair.
I mean, man, they look. So when I was a kid, we would occasionally drive around like with my family. My dad always called cars with old people in them snowball factories because it looked like if there's 4 grannies going to lunch, it looked like 4 snowballs. He'd be like, snowball factory.
It's a great line.
That's exactly what that is.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cheesecake Factory.
Snowball factory.
You're a
Oh,
pal
she's biting her
and a
fist.
confidant.
Arthur looks like a cigarette smoker.
Absolutely.
And if you threw a
She's
party,
tall girl.
Tall drink of water.
invited everyone you knew.
Betty.
You would
Oh, yeah.
see the
And there's your Rue McClanahan.
Nice Irish girl.
Yeah.
And she likes to she gets down.
Well, she
She parties.
she liked to get busy
She
in this
goes
show.
on lots
Yeah.
of dates.
Be one of those you see in a bar. You're like, you party? She's like, yeah, party. All right. She's a saucy little.
biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached
There's a
would
strong
say,
gap.
thank
Look at
you
all the
for
pink and-
being a friend.
Great. Still giddy.
Was she wearing a wig?
I think she was. She's the youngest member of the crew, the oldest character in the show, but the youngest in actual age.
Is this fact checked?
No, I don't need to fact check that. I know.
You grew up on television.
I grew up on television. That's the only facts you need to know.
Guys, before we get to voting, I'd like to play a quick round of marry, date, or don't spend time with. So of the 4 gals on the show, which one would you marry, which one would you date, and which one would you ask to leave town?
Well, the ask to leave town is pretty simple, I think.
Talk to me.
It's Dorothy.
And that's B. Arthur.
Correct.
I am in agreement with you.
I concur.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Okay, asked to leave town. Who are you having a one-night party with?
Well,
Blanche.
also easy, right? Easy.
That leaves it. So I think this is maybe just too easy, and we're all going to spend the rest of our lives married to
Betty White.
Betty White. You're thinking.
I'm gonna give Estelle Getty a run for her money here because I feel like she'd be she's a feisty little lady, and she's probably a damn good cook. Nothing against Betty White's cooking.
No. I get it. You're thinking Betty White's going to leave the burner on and stuff.
Well, there's
Well, I
a
guess,
hazard risk there.
I'm thinking more Betty White, the person, the American icon, not Betty White's character, who is kind of a dingbat.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
All right. So you're the outlier here, choosing to marry
Sophia Petrillo.
Sophia Petrillo.
Yeah, some good Italian cooking. Come on. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, getting too skinny.
Eat the meatballs on the tail.
Good stuff, guys.
Great
All right,
video.
so-
It's great. It's a great video.
It is a great video. It's got all the 80s things you want to see. It's they're almost all montages,
Correct.
and it's good.
You know what I've always thought? Whenever Halloween comes around, throughout the year, you're always like, that would be a great costume. I feel like a great foursome costume would be the Golden Girls.
Well, folks, if you're out trick-or-treating in Wisconsin this October 31st and you see 3 40-ish guys and one of their children dressed up as the Golden Girls, and it's us, and you come up to us, we'll buy you a pizza
There you
if
go.
you recognize us.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout this October for 3 attractive 40-somethings and one of our children. How many kids do we have between the 3 of us? 6?
Yeah.
One of our 6 kids dressed up.
And since we're the same age as the Golden Girls, it'll totally work.
Totally work. So, guys, this is what we've all been waiting for. We all vote on this, and we're hoping happen. This is episode 1. We will have hopefully, maybe 2 Spotify playlists. One which will be our "I'll Be Box," which is the songs we really liked, and another Spotify playlist which will be our "You're in Big Trouble, Mister," which will be all the songs that we can't stand. Majority rules, and it'll get the vote. And at the very least, I'm guessing Engineer Pete will put together a spreadsheet so we at least remember what these votes got.
Mm-hmm.
He's into it.
Sure.
So let's start with Ryan.
Easy call. It's I'll be back for sure.
I agree.
So Ryan, can you give?
I'll be back.
Oh,
I'll be back.
Pete,
I'll be back.
I concur.
I'll be back.
So our Spotify playlist for the I'll Be Backs now has 1 song.
It's 3 Arnolds.
And our You're in Big Trouble Misters has none. Now, just so our listeners can get excited, could you give us a You're in Big Trouble Mister?
You're in big trouble, mister.
So bad. God. All right, so that was our first song. We like to conclude. Now, my thought, fellas, I didn't tell these guys this, is that at the end of each show, we'll each ask a show-related question. I guess I already started with the Mary Date Asked to Leave Town game. So if you do you have any fictional or real-life questions about Golden Girls?
I cannot remember the premise. Were they strangers that were forced to become roommates, or did they all know each other and then all get widowed and...
So the premise, they're all widows. No, Dorothy was not a widow. Her husband, she's divorced.
Okay.
Stan Spornak was her husband.
No phone in front of him right now, by the way. No phone.
And so it was Blanche's home, right? So Blanche is a widow, and Rose Nyland,
house it is?
right? And Rose Nyland is a widow, and Blanche was looking for friends, and she put up, as you would in 1985, like a wanted at
Shut
the grocery
the hell
store.
up.
At the grocery store.
Are you making this up?
No, of course
Somebody
not.
right now is like, he's totally making this. Somebody right now just
Is this
turned
in a
off our
pilot
show.
episode? Or
This
where-
is the pilot episode.
I
And
know what I'm doing tonight.
and Dorothy and Rose both independently is the one where you pull it off, like you see the little ticker on there, and
Sure.
you pull it off, and they both go and have a walkthrough, and they end up living there. Now, Sophia comes into play because Sophia's in the old folks' home and gets kicked out because she's too prickly.
So they, besides Sophia and Dorothy, they were all strangers.
Correct.
I'll be damned.
Right.
Great question, Pete.
That was a great question.
So we've had a fictional-based question and a fact-check question. Ryan, you got one to wrap it up for us?
Sounds like the expert. I don't know if he's going to have any questions that we could answer.
Well, so would you live in the Golden Girls home for 1 month?
With them?
Yes.
How many? Is this a 4-bedroom home?
We'll say it's a 5-bedroom and you're in there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Probably. Did it have a pool?
I don't think it had a pool. I don't know.
Well,
Old people know how to party.
Those old people did. Blanche sure did. Now, what if you had to sleep in Dorothy's bed for 1 month?
Easy.
No hanky-panky needed, but you had to, for 1 month, you had
Dorothy's B. Arthur?
Correct.
I mean, is it what size bed?
A twin.
No.
she wouldn't fit on a twin.
Her feet would be so far over the edge.
King bed, maybe. A month?
Month.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm at a point in my life where sharing a bed with a granny just seems weird. unlike a few decades ago when I would have been into that.
Right.
Well, team, I think with that, we're going to play the theme song, our theme song, which is not maybe and I'll be back. We're going to wrap up with our 12-second theme song, and it's our first episode, 36 minutes, right? We're right in our sweet spot. Hope you enjoyed listening to the as you can depend Super 80s podcast.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us again.
See you guys next week.